So about the STLC, which is software testing life cycle. So in software testing life cycle, it's a subset of software development life cycle. So when these phases are going on, like requirement analysis, definition, designing, coding, testing. So when the testing phase comes, that time we do the software testing life cycle. Like again, there is a requirement analysis, test planning is done, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, and test reporting. So we give the report to the client. So all these things have been completed in our previous class. Okay. So just go through the previous recording and try to understand it. If you have any doubt, you can always reach to me. Okay. Now coming to the next topic. I think we are done with till here, right? If I'm not wrong, can somebody remind me? Yatha, Sushma, I think joined today. Sorry, Shilpa.
Yeah, last time we finished this software testing
Yeah.
life cycle.
Yeah, we did.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So about the types of software testing. So we have two types of software testing, manual and automation. There is always a manual scope, even though we are doing the automation testing, always remember that there are the scope of writing the manual test cases. Some of the other part, which is like a starting part, when the application is not stable, that time we have to do manual testing. It is compulsory to learn about the manual testing, and that's why in the last class I have given you the assignment of writing the manual test cases, because manual test cases, understanding of manual testing is really important when we are jumping to the automation testing. Okay. So testing of software is done manually without any use of automation tool or applications. Then it is called as manual testing. Automation testing is when we are using any tool to automate your techniques, where the tester write a script by own, and using suitable tools such as uh, Selenium or any other tool to write their test scripts. So that's why it is called as automation test cases. Okay, so these are two different techniques which we use for testing. Automation testing, how automation testing beats manual testing? Because manual testing is highly time consuming, because we have to test one by one and go manually in your application. Suppose I wanted to test that whether my login application is working fine or not. So what I have to do, I have to manually write the correct login, correct password, and then enter, and then see that whether it is working fine or not. Okay. So I have to do positive testing. I have to do negative testing. Like it is when I'm entering the wrong password, it should not enter. So it take time. But if you have written the script with your data given on those scripts, it will be like fast and very easy to execute. Okay. And many times you can test your application. If frequently you can test your application. High risk of human error. It as it is manual, so we will do everything manually. So there are high risk of human error, and the automation are like more accurate. Requires a tester all the time. You need a manual tester all the time, but here you don't need always a human resource. It is once you have execute your script, it will be doing by their own. So that's why whenever a tester run their script, they just start the automation script at the night, and then in the next day they check that what is my output for that, because the whole night it will be running, and you don't want to disturb your testing. So mostly it happens that the testers start their script in the night, and then in the next morning they check that what is the output of uh, those test cases which they have written. Okay. Next is manual creation of logs and repositories. So whenever we are creating any logs or repositories, for example, some data, that also we have to do manually. But in automation, we always take the data from the repository, use it in our application, link those. Like suppose we have a Excel file where we have all the data. So what we do, we will link that Excel file with our testing and then do it accordingly. Okay. Limit the scope. It has a limited scope. Like for example, if you have a uh, less time, so what you will do, you have to always um, take the important test cases and then do the testing, because you have limited time, correct? So in one day you have to submit your reports of manual testing. So what you will do, how much you cannot test all the test cases, right? So you have a limited scope, like you have to take the few of the test cases which are important and then execute it manually and then submit your report. But here in automation, you have you have you can test all the test cases in the limited time scope, because you are ready. Once you are ready with your test cases, then only it's like a uh, um, then only it is like you can use it frequently. But while writing the automation test case, of course it will take time. Okay, so are you clear with this concept? Any doubt in this? See how
Yeah,
when yes.
yeah, like how do you log the repository? Like how do you do the logs and all in automation testing?
Yes, that only we will learn, like
Okay.
how to link those repository with your test scripts, right? So that
Right,
we
right.
have to learn.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
you have joined our classes to learn all those
Okay,
things,
okay.
because once you will start um, learning about Java, about TestNG, that time you
Okay.
will learn that those files, like suppose Excel file, or suppose there are you know um, HTML files, or
Okay.
wherever your data, how to link that. This is also a very important interview question. Always it is asked that how you will connect your file, or how you will take the repository from the files. So that
Hmm.
time file application is required. So that we will
Okay.
learn once we will reach there, like how to use the database in your Selenium. So with the help of with the help of SQL queries, we can fetch the data from the uh, DB. Like suppose you are using some SQL commands for your data, or you have MongoDB for your database. So how you will fetch the commands. So for that, everything we will learn slowly and slowly in the automation.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yes.
everything can be automated, right? So how do you
Sorry.
decide like how which one to be automated and which one to test manually?
Can you repeat your question? I couldn't.
Like not everything can be automated. You need some
Right.
manual testing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you decide like when
Right.
automation
So
needed and
yes, it's a very good question. So whenever you have stable, um, once your project is stable, then only you decide to automate it. Correct. So if your project is continuously changing, you cannot automate it. There are few applications. That's why when you are in your starting phase of your project, the client don't suggest you to automate your application. It always go for manual testing, because they know that there are requirement changing. Their requirement will frequently will change. So they don't want to automate it. Once your project is little, like now requirement is freezed, now you start automation, or not freeze, but few of the part is now freezed, and rest they are doing some updation, or rest they are doing some enhancement in their project. So the part which are stable, which can be automated. Otherwise, if it is frequently changing, there is no point in creating the automation test case. Are you getting my point? So
Yeah, yeah.
always remember that when your project requirement is stable, when your testing coding part is stable, then you start the automation testing. Okay. Clear, everyone? Any doubt? Any other question? Okay. Okay, we'll move on. Software testing methods. So there are three main testing methods which are available which are black box testing, white box testing, and gray box testing. Anybody know what is black box testing? Where it is used? Yes. I'm sure many
So,
of you will.
testing the code level,
Mhm.
unit testing.
Black box testing.
Yeah.
Unit, no. Black box
Sorry.
testing.
White box is a
Correct.
unit testing, and
Correct.
the black box is tester is who is going to test the
Hmm.
application without knowledge of code.
Correct. So black box testing is like an
Functionality testing.
functionality testing, right? So black box testing is like a functionality testing. You only know the function of what it is, what your application is doing. You don't know about the code. In white box testing, you know the code, and based on your code coverage, or based on your coding, you will do the testing. So that testing is called white box testing, where you can see the code. But in black box testing, you cannot see the code. Only based on the functionality you will check it. Okay. So can someone read this for me about the whatever is written here? Yeah. Maybe Shilpa, can you read black box testing?
Sure. Black box testing is a software testing method in which the functionalities of the software applications are tested without having knowledge of internal code structure, implementation details, and internal path. Black box testing mainly focuses on input and output of the software applications, and it is entirely based on software requirements and specifications. It is also known as behavioral testing.
Correct. So behavioral testing, how it is behaving, what are the functions of these internal code. Say the knowledge of internal code structure is not required. Okay? Only we see the functionality of the software application, what functions, either they are doing the correct functions, either the requirement of the functional requirement are fulfilling or not. So that only we do mostly in the black box testing. So black box testing is done majorly by the developers. Okay. If either we are doing the automation or manual, these are called as black box testing. Okay. Methods. So these are the methods of testing your application. Okay. Clear, everyone? Okay.
Yes.
White box testing, can someone read? Like Mansi, can you read it for me about the black box, white box testing? What is written here? Or Fatima, can you read it?
White box testing is a software testing technique in which internal structure, design, and coding of software are tested to verify flow of input, output, and to improve design, usability, and security. In white box testing, code is visible to testers. So it is also called clear box testing.
Correct. Clear box testing and open box testing.
Open
Correct.
box testing, transparent box testing, code-based testing, glass box testing.
Correct. So all these are like white box testing, similar to white box testing, like clear box testing, because it is clearly visible, right? Open box testing, because we can see the code. Okay. So all these testing is done by the developers, mostly by the developers. Okay. So these are, this is used for your usability, to improve your usability. Why usability? Because we reuse the code. Okay, that's why usability of the software, security purpose of the software. So these are all the uses of white box testing. Okay, clear? Any doubt in this? Okay, we'll move to next. Greybox testing. Can someone read for Greybox? Aruna? Aruna, I think you joined newly, right? Today only you joined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Greybox
Okay.
testing is a software testing method which is a combination of both white box and black box testing method. It is a technique to test the software product or application with partial knowledge of the internal workings of an application. The purpose of this testing is to search for defects due to improper code structure or improper functioning usage of an application.
Correct. So Greybox testing is the combination of both the things. Why we do combination? Just to find the more defects, correct? So that we have the knowledge of internal application also, and functional application also. Okay, the purpose of this testing is nothing but to find the defects due to improper code and the improper functionality usage. Okay, so just to make your app, what is the fundamental I mean, what is the aim of our testing? What is the aim of our QA part? Quality analysis is to give the good quality product, right? Either it is by functional, either it is by coding purpose, either it is by doing combination of both the things, but we have to give the good quality product to the client. So that is our aim, and it should be a defect free product. That's why we are doing testing. That's why we are doing so much investment in the testing, to give a good quality product and a defect free product to the client, so that our client will be happy and the users will be happy and users are satisfied, and then we get the good business from the vendor, whatever they are doing. Like, we should get a good output for that product. The productivity should be good. Whatever we are doing, we should always think about the productivity, why we are doing this, what is the use of this. So always remember to give a good quality product, and for anything we have to try to do it, it will be worth it. Okay, any doubt in this? Like, combination of white box and black box is gray box testing. Okay. Yes, Tripti, you want to ask any question? Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
So this is done by testers too, I mean developers, like the previous two you said they're done by
Yes.
developers.
Yeah, it is sometimes done by the testers only, like gray box testing. Whoever are sometimes involved in some code part also, like sometimes it is involved by the unit testing, or they can do the developer can also do some part of testing. They also do their QA. So whoever are doing sometimes it is done by the developer, sometimes it is done by the tester, but they always have the knowledge. Testers should always have the knowledge that what coder are doing, whether they are doing the correct code or not. Even though you are not familiar with the coding part, but you should know that this is the correct process. Okay, maybe you can, like, I am also a tester. For in my team there are 5 developers, so I don't know development, but I check that whether they are doing the correct way of writing the code. Else part should be correct, if part should be correct. So that knowledge you should have. You don't need to code it, but you should know that the functionality wise it should come correctly in your application, and application should work according to the requirement. Okay, so that much knowledge you should have when you are doing testing. Okay, it will come once you are know about the domain, once you are know about the what your application is doing. So it comes with time. Okay. Clear, everyone? Okay. Please ask if you have any doubt at any point of time. Okay, now comes the functional and non-functional testing. This is also very important question and very important topic. Okay. So functional testing and non-functional testing perform. So here it is functional testing and here it is non-functional testing. So functional testing perform always before non-functional testing. In non-functional testing, like what are the examples of non-functional testing? Suppose performance testing, scalability, volume, load testing, stress testing, where always some tool will be required. Without tool, non-functional testing is not possible. Okay. So first you have to perform the functional testing, then only you perform the non-functional testing. Okay. Based on it, functional testing is always based on customer requirement. So whatever is the requirement, we do the testing. Okay. According to the requirement, actual and expected. Our aim is to whenever we are writing our test case, our aim is to make it pass or fail. If it is fail, we have to log a defect, correct? So we always see that actual and expected should match. Okay, the requirement is the actual, expected. Okay, the requirement is the expected and actual is what? Whenever we execute some code or write any test case or execute any script. So whatever comes, the result comes, that is your actual, correct? So actual and expected should be same. Then you will do the pass or fail, whatever accordingly. Okay, so it is always based on customer requirement, functional, what we are doing, right? What we are learning, sorry. Whatever we are learning is all functional. Okay? So functional describe what the product does. Okay, we always describe that what the product does is, like, suppose you are checking for the Amazon site. What your product does, it sell the products which are in the site. Okay, so that it is doing, fine. So this is about the functional. How functional testing, the examples of functional testing are what? Unit testing, acceptance testing, smoke testing, integration, regression, system testing. There are few more. I have not written it all. So there are few more. Okay, those are all the functional things. Okay, now coming to the non-functional things. Non-functional things are performed after functional. Okay, why? Because once it is done, all the functional testing is done, then only we can perform the performance testing or scalability testing. This is done for the customer expectation. This is requirement, but this is for the expectation. So suppose we have some social site, for example. So what in social site, suppose Facebook. Okay. In Facebook, what you do? You create your login ID and enter all your details, like whatever detail you wanted to show it to everyone. So those details you enter. Now what is happening? Hundreds and thousands of people have logged into the same site. Okay. Now what is the experience? If someone is not experiencing any suppose thousands of the customer are entering the Facebook site at the same time, and it will get blocked, or it will get, suppose it is slow down, you are not able to click on the all the functionality. It is very slow because there are so many people have logged into that system. What is your experience as a customer, as a Facebook user? What you will feel?
It will be slow.
It will be slow and your experience will be bad. So you will say that this is a very this is a site I don't want to use because it's very slow all the time. Whenever I logged in, it is not giving me the good performance. So what is your experience? Experience will be bad, right? So The non-functional testing is for the user experience, customer experience or expectations. What is the expectation? Your expectation is what? The site should work fast. It should not only do the functional work correctly, but it should be give you the performance also. Correct? It should perform according to your expectation. Whenever you are clicking on something, suppose photos or anything, whatever you're using in your Facebook, it is working fine. The requirement is everything fine. It is uploading your photos also. It will tell you everything. But experience is what? Experience is what? It is not according to your expectation that it should work faster. It should give me good experience of using it. So that's why we do the load testing. If suppose there are thousands of people have logged in, then how it is performing? This is called as performance testing or load testing or stress testing. When you have given so much stress means, of course, again, many people have logged in. So how it is performing? So all those things are come under functional testing. That's why I said functional testing you cannot do manually. You always need a tool for that. And there are different type of testers. Like if you have the knowledge of those tools, like suppose JMeter is for the performance testing. So you should have the knowledge of that tool. Okay. So like you are learning for Selenium, you have to learn for the JMeter if you are doing the performance testing. But you should know about like this is called as non-functional testing or this is called as performance testing. This is in non-functional testing, you have load testing also, stress testing also, which you cannot do manually because you need, it is not possible that thousands of the user will hit the application at the same time. Manually, it is not possible, right? So you need a tool for that. And that's why you need a separate tool for that. And that's how you can only do the testing of non-functional. Clear, everyone? Any doubt in this? Okay. So our main focus is on the functional testing, but at least you should have some knowledge of non-functional. That's why I've explained you about the non-functional testing also. Okay. So everyone has this PPT. I think I've sent it to you in the group. So go with this PPT. If you have any doubt, you can always ask me. So there are different levels of software testing. These are, I have given only 4 levels, but there are many other software testing, which is a part of any of these testing only. So software testing levels are unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Okay, so unit testing is what? It is mostly done by the developers, and it is an open box testing, or you can say it is a glass box testing. White box testing, correct. So unit testing is white box testing. Integration testing, anybody can tell what is integration testing?
It is testing the entire module of the code.
Correct. So whenever you are doing testing for one module, suppose in the banking application, you are testing for the customer login, and then you are testing for the credit card, and then you are testing for the debit card. Some people are doing for the credit card, debit card. So what you will do now, you have to integrate everything. Integrate means you have to combine everything in one unit and then do the testing. Suppose this is fees testing, management testing, all these testings are there involved, but they are doing their testing separately. Development and testing has been done separately. Now what you have to do, you have to integrate everything, end-to-end testing, like customer are logging in, then they are applying for the credit card, they are applying for the debit card also. They have given the fees also. This management fee is given, this administration fees has given, and then they have you start using those credit cards. What will happen? All those things will be like an end-to-end testing. So that is called as integration testing. Okay. Then what will happen? They are started using it, and then now they are now there is like a usual usage of, like, they are logging into the application, they are doing the transactions, they are using, that is called as system testing. I mean, once they are once the like a user, you have started the using, the system is done, now the system is formed, all the application has been combined together. Now you do the system testing because your application is ready for the testing part. Okay. Then comes the UAT test, user acceptance testing. That means like your system testing has been done, your application has been done. Now you have to give it to the mock users, like suppose beta users, beta testing, alpha testing. We will learn about that. Those are acceptance testing. You have seen some beta version, alpha version. That means what? They are still in the testing process, but in the UAT, they have done all the development, testing, system testing, all things are done. Then they are doing the acceptance testing. To after that, it will be given to the user for their use. Okay, clear everyone? Any doubt in this part?
Can you tell like the system testing and acceptance testing? I didn't get it clear.
System testing and acceptance testing is usually done by the client. Okay, client will do the acceptance testing. Client will say that this in the acceptance testing, if some defect comes, then it is like it's a big deal. Okay, so before that, all the defects should be fixed when client start the acceptance testing. Okay, so after system testing only, you give the product to the client, and client will do the UAT, user acceptance testing, it is called as. But it is not necessary that only client will do. Again, it all depends on the process, on your project to project, on your client to client. Like sometimes client gives the UAT testing also to the outsource the UAT testing also. So it all depends, like how the client is, if client have their own infrastructure to test the UAT, then they will do it by their own. If not, then they outsource it. Okay.
So like until like testing,
Mhm.
integration, system testing are done by all the developers and testers, and then the acceptance testing is done by the mock users or
Correct.
the client. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Is testing done in one project, one by one, in different levels, or different project?
No. One project only. These are all the
One project only.
correct. Every project you have to follow this part, this levels, like all the levels is done in the same project. Yeah. Yes, someone was asking some doubt.
Chavi, can you please explain the system testing?
Sure. Can someone explain what if they have understood what I explained? I mean, it will be good for you also. I will, if something is wrong, I will clear it. Sunil, you like to explain what is system testing? Or Shilpa, Yatha, would you like to explain? Yatharth? Okay. Noori, have you understood what is system testing? Okay. I will only, yeah.
After completing the system integrated testing, we'll go with system testing. System setting is that like we'll check whether all the testings are done unitedly, like whether your systems, whether your product works correctly or not. So that, like, after doing the integration testing, you check whether the product works correctly in all the systems, like either in a it is a product friendly. So that is, I feel like it's a system testing.
And so the system testing has got nothing to do with the hardware, is it?
No,
Operating system and all?
no.
Oh,
Nothing
okay.
to do with the hardware.
Okay. Mhm.
We are all doing functional testing here. This is
Okay.
all about the functional testing.
Okay.
We are doing system testing. That means like whether the system is working properly
The
or
whole
not.
system is working
Yes.
properly or not. Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Good question. All questions are welcome. So it will be clear for everyone else also.
Integration testing, all systems are interconnected or not?
Sorry, come again, Tripti.
In integration testing, all systems are integrated.
Yes,
Together.
integrated. Integrated means they are combined together. Suppose there are two modules, they combine together, and then you will do the testing. That is called as integration testing. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we will move ahead. So these are all the documentation part of the software testing. Suppose like test plan. Okay, I've given my assignment of test plan and test scenario. No, I've given test plan and test strategy. Have you done? Can you explain what is the difference between test plan and test strategy? Okay, no problem. I'll give one more day. Yeah.
I have done it.
Can I?
The test plan documents scope, objective, and key elements of software testing, whereas the test strategies defines the techniques and approach to testing. The test strategies is made before the test plans, and there will be different test plans like master test plans, system test plans, performance test plans, but the strategy is always only one document, I guess. Right? There will be only one test strategy, but you will have different test plans.
Test plans in that. That is correct. But what comes under test plan and what comes under test strategy? That I wanted to know. Like,
May I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
So test strategy is high level document, which is a static document, we can say, and usually developed by project manager. It is a document which captures the approach on how we go about the testing and product and how we will achieve our goals. So normally it derives from the business requirement specification or business requirement document, and it will have all the requirements and scopes. So in that document, we have scopes and overview for the test strategy. We will have a scopes and overview. Then we can describe our testing approach. Then what testing tool we will going to use. That kind of strategies we will make on that document. Then traceability matrices and some reporting tool that after having any bug or if it's good cases are pass or good, what tool we were going to use for reporting. And finally test summary will be there in the document. While the test plan is the document which contains the test for all the testing activities to be done to deliver quality product. And it derives from product description or use case or those kind of documentations. Use case for product activities for futures, right? And it contains a test plan identifiers. Some references will be there, like a use case and those introductions of our product, what we need and how we want to approach. and then some testing items, what kind of things, what kind of features we are testing, and how we will gonna test it. What features we are not testing and why, and what approach we are making if we are making some automation or manual testing. If it's automation, what framework we are going to use, what approach it will be there, and what will be the pass criteria of the test, what will be the fail criteria of the test. Those kind of things we always have in a test plan documentation.
Good. Test plan documentation, correct. So all the scope of your testing, scope of your test, and what also it says an entry criteria and exit criteria. Have you said that entry criteria and exit criteria?
No, I forget. Yeah, entry and exit criteria should be there on a test plan.
Yes. So what is entry criteria and what is exit criteria? Do you have any knowledge about that? Yeah.
Yes. So for the entry criteria, it means it has to be ready to done. I mean, like all the requirements gathering should be done, and everything should be done before we start our test plan or before we start our coding session. And the exit criteria is after we finish our coding, all the testing should be done, and there is no bug reported on the current project or for the current sprint of a time that we are planning to deploy. And if there is no bug and nothing happens, then it will move forward with our QA environment to UAT environment or some different environment. And that's our closing criteria. Product should be ready to go.
Correct. Correct. So always there is an entry criteria and exit criteria, or acceptance criteria also. Like when you are suppose there are tickets, you know about the, when you are doing the agile methodology, there is a use of stories, correct? We have a story. So all the story have the acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria means whenever you have done with this all the criteria, like this much you have to do in this particular story. If it is done, that means the story will be passed. Okay, accordingly, here also in test plan also we will write such acceptance and exit and entry criteria. Okay.
And to add to that, Shari, like the test strategy doesn't change that much, but there could be a change in test plans. There could be changes in the test plans. The project.
Correct. Test plan will be changed. Correct. Test strategy doesn't change. I have just sent you the one document which I find is very good. Always share this with the student. So just go through it about the different what is the difference between test plan and test strategy. Okay. Okay. Anybody has any doubt about this? Just go through these things and write. Whoever have joined today, I have given the assignments to everyone, and I just wanted to show you that you have done very good job. Like Jayashree has done good job. Jayashree has written this document. Can you see my screen of Jayashree assignment? No.
Yes.
We can see.
Yes.
Oh, you can see. Okay, okay, sorry. I just stopped. Okay. So this is how you have to write the test case ID, test scenario. These are the test scenario. Precondition, like here Amazon site. Project name is Amazon. Module is like logging into the Amazon site. Okay. Like this, and logging into the Amazon is the test scenario, like with valid username and password. So precondition is what? Launching the browser and navigate to Amazon. Suppose you are launching the Google browser, or you're launching the Firefox, any browser you are launching, and then you are navigating it to the Amazon. Okay. Then what is the test steps? Enter a valid username or enter a valid password. These are the test data you wanted to pass, correct? So this is the test data. In that test data, you have username, and then password. If the expected result and the actual result and expected output and the, oh, you have not written the actual output. Okay, if it is matching the expected output, whatever the result has come, it will give you the pass fail accordingly. Yeah. So next is invalid. So this is the negative testing, correct? So negative testing is when you have entered the wrong invalid username and invalid password and click on the submit button, it will give you that password is incorrect or whatever username is incorrect. Okay. So if there are 3 attempts, it should log the login or something like that, which is good. Jayashree, you have done good job. So these are the few test cases she has written. Okay, going back to the Noori's. I'll just check the Noori's also. So Noori has written only 8, no, 8, 13, 14, 15, 20. Good, Noori, you have written good test cases. So I will go through it. I have not yet gone through it. So the students, new students, you also have to write these type of test cases, which is very important. Okay, you can take any site. I have given the Amazon site. You can take any other site also, and then write those test cases. Okay, Srisha also have written. She has also, yes, this is also very nice. She has given the Amazon laptop shopping. Okay, like this. So what she has done, test case ID, test case scenario. Test cases is to verify that search result shows Microsoft Surface Pro laptop. Okay, so very good. Precondition is only one only. Okay, Chrome browser is used. Okay. So she has searched that. What will be the expected result? Okay, actual result is okay, fine. This is the negative best case or positive.
Yeah, that I had little bit question because I went into the search engine for test steps and I typed Microsoft Surface Pro in books page. It showed, I think it should be fail actually. It should be pass because it will take you to the user manual because I use the book search engine there. Yeah. I wanted to ask you whether I should write fail there or pass there. I think it should be pass because I went under books search engine.
Okay, change accordingly. Okay, what are the negative test cases you have written?
I was like testing for all those. I did not get anything negative. What all I was like, what different
Because
things
of the
I
search.
used was only browsers. I used Microsoft Edge browser. I used
Okay,
Apple
like that.
browsers. Yeah.
In different browsers you are using. Okay, got it. Yeah, but I was expecting some negative test cases also. Okay, she has done also. Mahita. Create an account with valid username. Okay, the scenario is to create an account. Okay, create an account with a valid username, phone number, email ID. You launch a browser, your account. Test steps are very less. Actually, test steps should be like enter the valid account like this. Test case is to like she has written, no, verify you have created the account or not. Then in test step, you have to write launch a browser, navigate the URL. This will be the precondition. Okay, your precondition should be like this. Test step should be like create an account, enter an account number, name, or valid email ID, valid phone number. That should be your test steps. This is not correct. Just update it and submit it again. Okay. This is not the correct way to write. Okay. But at least you have tried, which is good.
Can you repeat this, please? So test case will be like put the
Test,
valid.
yeah, test case means like not test case, but test scenario is this. Test case is not like that. Here it will come the test description. What is test description? To verify that you have entered a valid entries. Okay, like that. Then here in test steps, you have to do like this you have entered. Like Shrisha has done, no? Shrisha has done properly. I'll show you. No, not Jayashree, sorry, Jayashree. Jayashree, how she has written, precondition is what? Launch the browser and navigate to amazon.com. This is the precondition. Scenario, test scenario is this, test steps are this. One description also you can add, like verify this, you have not written that. One more step will come, one more column will come here, where you will write verify the entry is proper or not. Okay, verify that your entries are valid, like this. Somebody has written that. Maybe has written. No. Yeah, like precondition is this. That is correct. I've seen somewhere. Yeah, correct. This one. So verify, you are create the account. Okay, like this. Like this. This is the description, test case summary, right? Test case summary is what? Verify the sign in is correct. Email or phone number. Then test case description. Test steps. In test steps, you will write. In test steps, you will write like navigate to Amazon website, click on the button, okay, then enter the email ID. Here you have not written the data, which Jayashree has written. Oh, you have written test data also, right? So yeah, this I was expecting. Test case description. Spelling of description is you have to clear, right? And that's okay. But at least you have a verify sign in with correct input. Verify the sign in with input incorrect input. That means it's a negative test case. It is very clear that these are all the negative test cases. Okay, so verify that sign in with incorrect email ID and phone number. So what will happen? It will give you the error message. Okay, so that is called as negative test case. It doesn't mean that negative test case are always fail. No, it will give you the error message, correct? So this is the error message which makes the test case negative. Okay, so negative test case means you are getting some pop-up message. You are entering the wrong thing, but your expected result is correct. Are you clear? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So always remember that sometimes it get confusing that negative test case means result will be false. That's not correct. Negative test case means you are entering the wrong data, but still expected result will be pass. Why? Because you are getting the error message and that's what you are expecting. Okay. Clear everyone? Any doubt, please ask, because this is very important to understand. Okay, so somebody has done some of the things very nicely, somebody has done some other thing nicely. So just combine everything, see into your everyone's assignments and then try to do it. Okay. So this was done by Yatharth. Shilpa has done. Yes, Shilpa has done very nice job. Okay, this is what expected. It should be colorful and everything should be seen properly. But again, you have not written the test description. Okay, here it is written. Okay. Here it is written test description. No, in test description, you will not write this. It should come under like verify that it is a valid data. Okay, valid data. Verify that it is a valid data. Okay.
Yeah.
The description should not be like enter valid data. No. Verify that it is a valid data. Verify that it is an invalid data. And then when you are entering test case steps, test steps, it should be test steps, not test
Okay.
case, test steps. In this test steps, you will enter username, enter valid username, correct, enter valid in username field, correct, enter valid password in. After that, it should come this data, right? Data should come after that.
Okay.
This data here it should come. Okay.
Okay.
Like I've shown you now.
Yeah.
I think Yatharth has done. Test data after the description. No description. Who has done? I think Jayashree has done properly. That yes, test data and then test steps. Enter you. Correct. Enter username. Then there is an username. Enter password. Then there is a test data in the password. And then password is entered properly. Then it will be pass. Right. So everything should be in a combine everything. Okay, Jayashree, you have done some of the things very good, like precondition, but after that you have missed the test description, like
Okay.
verify that this part you have missed. This
Okay.
part.
I'll add it. Yeah. Thank you.
We'll add that. It will be good for
Okay.
understanding. Okay. So verify part you have missed this one. Verify sign in is correct with correct email ID or not. Okay, and add it here in your like after Shilpa's. After Shilpa, who has done? Ayushi also has done. Good. So requirement. Yes, she has done like this. Ayushi. She has done right. So requirements. Requirements, why you have written requirements is like this. I am not sure about the requirements. You have seen somewhere. So okay, test scenario, what to be tested. Okay. Precondition, user should log in into the Amazon account. Okay, fine. Then comes the test case, validate, add to the cart functionality. Verify, verify or validate. Anything is fine. Yes, she has done nicely. I mean, test steps is navigate to the URL. Okay, select the item. Item should be added in the cart. Okay. You have done the cart thing, correct? Actual and past. Why this is fail? Aishi has joined or not?
I have done that negative testing. One
Negative
positive, one negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Negative doesn't mean that it is failed.
Okay.
Negative means it is giving you the warning message or the error message. That's what I was explaining. Negative doesn't mean that it should fail. Negative test cases will also pass. Okay.
So this is not correct?
No, this is not correct. Your description is very good, but expected this status should be always, I mean, unless you are not logging into the defect, it should always be pass. Okay. Cart
Okay.
is empty, that doesn't mean it should fail. Okay.
But the expected result was the item should be added to the cart. And I get a cart is empty. So it should fail, right?
Okay, then it should fail. Yes. But that doesn't mean that this is a negative test case. No. That doesn't mean
No?
it is a negative test case. That means your test case is failing. This is not a negative test case. What is negative test case? Can someone tell?
Yes.
Yes.
So negative test cases are when we are expecting some error message, pop-up
Correct.
window, or something different. And
Correct.
if it happens, it means our expectation is fulfilled. Actual result is as per expectation. So test case is actually passed. We are expecting error or pop-up message. If it doesn't show up or there is no error, even if you are writing wrong inputs and if still system is accepting, it means it's a fail. But if it gives any error that we are expecting, it means it's a pass negative.
Yes, this is a positive test case, but it is failing. Okay, this is a positive test case. Item should be in the cart, but item are empty. That means it's a fail, which is correct, but this is a positive test case. You are not trying to break the system. You are not trying to break the system. You are not entering the thousands of items in the cart and trying to like break the system. No, you are not. It will give you warning message. You cannot put these many items in the whatever is the requirement, but you should get some warning message. That
So I have to mention error message, right?
Yes, this like some
No,
error.
but if you're sorry, if her expectation is the item should be added to cart, because as per her description of steps, navigate to URL, select the item and click add button, add to cart button, and navigate to cart and verify item as added. So if she is not seeing, then it means she found a bug in actual website.
Yes.
Because it should have to add, or maybe she didn't click and just check.
Okay.
But this test case is positive. That is for sure. Like you are just adding the items in the cart, but you are not able to add it in the cart. That is fail, which is correct. But this is a
Yes.
positive test case. Okay. This is not a
Actually,
negative.
I'm not getting it.
Not
If
getting
cart
it.
is empty, how it's positive?
Cart is empty because this is the expected and the actual is not matching. That's why it is a fail. But
Yeah,
which
but
is correct. Your test case is correct. Your thinking is correct. But this is not a negative test case. This is a failed test case. The difference between negative test case and a failed test case is totally different. That's what I wanted to explaining you. Negative test case means you are trying to break the system. Okay, what this is doing, this is just not this line is just not doing what you wanted, correct? But when you are trying to break the system, that means you are and suppose whenever you are writing the login and password, right? When you are writing the wrong password purposely, what you are doing, you're trying to break the system. Why?
Yeah.
Because you want to know that if I'm writing the wrong password, then how the application will react.
Okay. Yes.
It should give me the error message, right? It should give me the error. It should not go to 404 error, or it should not go to the page not found error, correct? It should not break the application. It should give me the error message that your entered user ID is not correct. That error message is called negative testing. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
This is like this, whatever you have written is correct. Like you are trying to add it into the card, but your card is still empty because your functionality is not working here. You are trying to do it, but it is not going. So your functionality is breaking. But that doesn't mean it is a negative test case. Everybody
Okay, it's a
understands
positive testing only.
it's a positive test case, but it is failing, which is correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I just tried her steps and it shows me in a cart that added item. So I think she didn't hit add to cart button properly, or I don't know, something wrong with, but I can add that item. Any item I can add from add to cart button, and if I will navigate to add to cart, then I can see that item. So basically, this is not failed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
she must be have done some hypothetical things, right? Because Amazon is not our application. It is already working and up and working.
Exactly, it's
right?
proven,
So,
right?
yeah. So this is, I think she has just make that negative test cases. She understood it wrongly and trying to make the test case negative, which I said to create a negative test case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just try to create the
Okay, I'll fix
negative
it.
test case, but you understood it wrong that this is not a negative test case, right?
Okay.
So anyways, Amazon site is up and running, so all these test cases will not fail, but these are not negative test cases. That's what I wanted to make you understand, that failed test cases are not negative. Whenever you are getting some warning messages, that is negative test case. Okay.
Okay, I'll fix it.
And this is also very important interview question. So you understand that the difference between a positive test case and a negative test case, and a pass test case and a failed test case. Okay, all are different. All these 4 categories very different to each other. Okay. Clear, everyone? You can write the test cases for a pen also. Okay, sometimes it is asked also, can you test a pen? 5 test case positive and 5 test case negative for a pen. Okay, it's a just whichever pen you wanted to select it and write test case for the pen. Okay, so this is your assignment for today, that write some test cases on pen, 5 only, 5 positive and 5 negative. Okay, Sunil also have written. I just wanted to check his also. This, okay. So Sunil has written all the description also, test steps, precondition. Good. Post condition also is able to see the home page. Okay. Good. You can refer Sunil test cases also. I'm not checked properly. Okay. Test data he has not written, which is okay. Oh, he has written test data also. Okay, fine. Okay, great. So after Sunil, anybody has written their assignment here? Okay, good. So update your test cases and also write 5 test cases for pen also, 5 positive and 5 negative. Okay. Coming back to the,
I have one question.
yes.
Like, what is the difference between the post condition and the expected result in test cases?
Post condition and the expected result. Anybody want to answer this question?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
So expected result is after you give all test description as per the scenario that required and what steps you want to follow. After you follow the step, expected conditions is like you really expect what system will be behaving. And post condition is after you finish the step, what are you expecting that post condition should be doing? Like after you logged in, after you log in, your post condition for the precondition of login, user must have all correct email ID and password. But post condition is once you log in, what you expecting, that user will be jump on a home page or whatever you are expecting after logging. That's your system should behave.
Correct. So what it means is, post condition is like actual result is whatever result you are getting, which is very clear to everyone, right?
Yes.
Post, yeah, actual result you understood. Like whenever you are entering the email ID, you are entering the password, and you click on the submit button, the result will be like your actual result, correct?
Yes.
Now
Yes.
what will happen? After that, what will happen? If it is a post condition, means usually post condition is when you are closing the, you wanted to close the browser. Okay, you are able to see the home page. This is actually not the post condition. Post condition means you close the browser, close all the browser which is open in the application. Mostly these are the post condition I see in the in my projects. Okay, precondition is what? Precondition is enter the browser. What are the precondition you have written? A, a valid user test data. No, this is not the precondition. Precondition is like
Valid username and password.
no, this is not the precondition. Precondition who has written properly. I just checked. Precondition. No, this is not the precondition. Precondition किसने लिखा?
URL
हाँ,
should
this
be
is
up.
proper. Launch the browser and navigate to the Amazon. What is precondition? You have to understand. Precondition means you always do this before entering your test steps. Okay, you always have to do this particular thing. Launch the browser and navigate to Amazon. Once you start your testing, all the time you have to launch a browser. Testing means what? One test for one test case. You always have to launch the browser and you always have to write the application name. It's not compulsory Amazon.com. Whatever application you are testing, you have to write that particular URL here. Correct? You have to write all the time. Okay. So that is your precondition. Okay. Which you always have to do before all the starting of all the test cases. And post condition should be what? Post condition is what you have written here in the post condition. Have you written anything? You have not written. Post condition is usually close the browser. That is your post condition, which you have to do it every time whenever you are writing one test script, one test case done, close the browser. That is your post condition. But when you are doing manually, precondition and post condition is not required. Why? When you are doing it automated, that time precondition and post condition are required. Why? Because you always have to start the browser again and again when you are writing the script. Why I'm saying you to write precondition and post condition? Because we are doing the automation part after this, right? So that time when you are testing one test, like one test case you are testing, then you again have to close the browser for next test case. You again have to launch the browser, do this testing, and then close the browser. Again, you have to do third test case. You have to launch the browser, navigate it to your application, then do this testing, and then close the browser. You understood my point? This is the script, test script you have to write. Once you start writing in the Selenium, that time you always have to launch the browser, navigate it to it. In manual, you don't have to do it every time. Why? Because you are doing manually. You just have to do it Amazon.com. एक बार लिखना. You have to write it only one time. And then you start doing your testing, right? So it doesn't it doesn't require to always go there, um, write your thing. You just click on here and check that whether you are able to do it or not. Again and again, you don't have to close the browser. But when you are doing it automation, again, you all the time you have to do it. Okay, when you are doing it when you are doing it with the help of script, you have to do the precondition as launch the browser, post condition as close the browser. Clear? Everyone clear at this point? Clear with
Yes.
this
Yes.
point?
Yes.
Yeah. So manual test cases, you can skip the precondition and post condition, but in automation, you need this precondition and post condition all the time. Okay. So this is the proper precondition. This is not the proper precondition. This is not proper precondition. Precondition is before starting my test steps, what I have to do. This is not you have to do. This is like in the test steps you have to do this. Okay.
I just assume that user will open the browser, launch the browser before any steps, and close the browser after getting result.
Correct. Correct. When you are writing the automation test case, you have to do this for each and every test case. You have to do this. But for
I did it on
manually,
the assumption.
sorry,
I wrote it down in an assumption. Those two
assumptions.
conditions, and the second assumption is user has internet connection.
Yeah, those things. Yeah, those are like assumptions. That's true. That's true. Those are
It's the
assumptions.
very bottom.
Yeah, yeah. That is like that is the requirement. Like internet and all is the very preliminary things. That is very required thing. So yeah, those things are assumptions. Okay, good point. Okay, coming back to our all clear about the test cases. So you modify your test cases, and whoever not submitted, please add it in the. This is your batch 11 group assignments. Okay, so keep adding here after Amit. Sunil, sorry. After Sunil, you can add. Okay. So after Sunil, nobody has done. So either write it here or send me in the email. Everyone has my email ID. Shilpa has sent just now. Okay. Just do the updation, whatever I have said.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, coming back to the defect management. So is that okay if I take your 20 more minutes? Or you wanted to stop here?
Yeah.
Chavi, I'll have to leave.
Okay.
I'm volunteering somewhere, so I'll have to leave now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
No problem. No
Yeah,
problem.
sorry.
Jayashree.
Yeah, thank
No
you.
problem. So everyone want to do this in the next class, or should I continue? What is the majority people wanted?
I'm
You can
okay.
continue.
I'm okay too.
Yeah, okay.
I'm okay too.
Okay, so I'll just complete this defect management and defect life cycle. Then we are good for this class. Okay. Okay. So coming to the defect management process can be defined as a process of detecting bugs and fixing them. And it is necessary to say that bugs occur constantly in the process of software development. Okay. So what is the defect management? Managing defect. Why we are there is a separate team for managing a defect. Sometimes one person or sometimes a group of person for managing those defects. Suppose we have raised a defect, okay, and those defects are coming again and again in the application. So this is reducing your what you can say productivity, correct? Because again and again same defects are coming. So what is the point for that, right? So you have to manage those defects, that those defects should not be come again. Once it is fixed, you understood those process, and then document those process or formulate those bug reports or defect detection process, and then try not to repeat those things again. Okay, so it is necessary to for those bugs to be checked and to be managed, and those fixes will be stored somewhere, so that again and again you don't need to find those fixes from scratch. You have some document already ready if those defects have been arrived. Okay. So for that defect detection, once the defect is detected, you report that defect in the some documentation. Then you also added the fixes there. Okay. And then it should be ready for the future use. Okay. Formulation of bug report. So formulation of bug report is very important. Again, whatever I explained it, that it should not be repeated. If it is repeated, you go there in that document, find the fixes, and then use those fixes for saving the time and saving your productivity. Okay. Bug fixes, bug list creation. So I've explained it all. So this is what the defect management team do. Any questions here? Okay, moving to the next part, which is defect life cycle. Anybody can explain what is defect life cycle? What is defect life cycle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so while we are testing any application as a manual or automation test, when we find that expected result is the actual result is not expected, we call it bug or error, right? Test case is failed, that is not our expectation, it's a bug. So we can say that we identify a bug by testing our application. Once we identify, first step is a new bug that we have to assign it on bug we can say bug register or bug handling application like Jira, or there is a Bugzilla called another application that I don't know what other companies are using, but there must be any there is a platform that we have to register a new bug that called raise a ticket for the actual result is not as per expected result. So we raise a ticket, it's called assign, and after assign it we have to generate it as is bug is still active and it's not fixed yet. Then after developer will look into that, he will update it, and then he will clear that ticket. That bug should be fixed now. Tester will test it again. If it's fixed, then it will go to verified and bug ticket is closed. But if it's not fixed, then tester has to reopen it again and go back to active stage, and then developer has to refix that.
Correct.
That's all about the bug life cycle.
So have you covered the deferred? What is deferred?
No, so there is two reasons. Sorry, I forgot that. So after bug is active, when developer is looking into it, that whether it's a bug or not, he will do two steps. First, he will deny that it's not a bug. It's out of scope of our test run. Or he will say that this happened just because of an environment change. It works on my environment or something. So sometimes he reject and he closed the ticket that no, this is not the bug. And the deferred one is the I don't really understand, but the thing is when developer started to working on it, and if it's on a bug is still active, but it's they are fixing it, but we are not fixing it on this deployment, I guess.
Yes, correct. So this is a defect. Deferred means this is a defect, but we will do it in the later point of time. Right now we are okay with this, but maybe in the later point of time we will look into this defect. So that is gone into the deferred. Good explanation. I'll just explain one more time for everyone. Like whenever you are writing test case, just now we have seen those test cases, right? So whenever we get the test case failed, okay, if you are getting failed test case, the expected input and the actual expected output and the actual output is not matching, then it will be a fail. Why it is fail? Because the actual is not matching with the expected. So what will happen? The functionality is not proper. The functionality is missing. So you will raise a defect. Okay. that time the status of that defect is new or active or not active. It should be new or open defect. Okay, once you have raise a defect and link to that test case. Okay, you have to link that test case, or you can say, if it is in a exploratory testing, we will learn about the exploratory testing. Or you I mean, if it is not linked with some defect, by chance you got some defect, then it will not be linked to someone, some of the test case. Then it is like a open defect, and that you have to assign it to some developer, or you assign it to the development lead. The lead will assign it to the respective developer, and then developer accept that defect. Okay, the developer says that yes, it's a defect and I accept it, then it will be gone to the active state. Okay, otherwise developer says that this defect is not valid and this test case is not valid, or the exploratory testing you are doing is not valid, then it can reject those defects. It happens sometimes. There is one more option, which is the duplicate. Like this test case, this defect has already been raised by somebody else, so this is a duplicate defect. That's why also it is rejected. And deferred means this defect is valid, but right now our functionality has not come into that stage that we raise this defect. So that's why we make this as deferred. And in the later point of time, when we are reaching to that point in that functionality, that time we will fix this defect. Okay, so that is a deferred defect. Okay, in all the three cases, it will be stopped here only. Okay, either it is rejected or duplicate or deferred. It will be stopped here only, and deferred will be taken care of later point of time. Okay, if the test case accept that defect and keep it active, one more will be like in progress. Like defect is in progress, that means the developer is working on it, and it will be in progress means it will be in the stage of fixing. Okay, once it is fixed, so there are two stages which are missing here. One is in progress and the other is fixed. Okay, once it is fixed, it is assigned to the tester. Okay, it is assigned back to the tester, and with the new build, okay, the defect is assigned to the tester and the new build has come. Then what we have to do, you have to test it. Okay, again you will be in the testing phase. You retest your defect. Okay, whatever defect has come, you have to retest. That is called as retesting. Retesting means you have raised a defect and you are doing the retesting to check that whether the defect has been fixed or not. If it is fixed, you verify it and close it. If it is not fixed, you can always reopen with the proper proofs. Okay, clear everyone? Any doubt in this bug life cycle or defect life cycle? Anyone has any doubt?
No.
Okay.
One more question. How do we link the bugs like in Excel sheet?
Not in Excel sheet. We cannot
It's-
link in Excel
yeah.
sheet. In tool like ALM tool, Jira tool,
Okay.
wherever you have the option of linking. So those are all management tools. With that management tool only, you can link it. Or whenever you also write in your resume also that you have learned about the Jira tool, you have learned about the ALM tool. Those tools are very easy. If you want, I can give you the explanation about those tools in one video, which is very easy to learn. So always say that you know how to use Jira tool and how to use the ALM tool. Okay, you have to learn those tools. There's no other option. Those are management tools, and those tools are required for managing the test case, logging the defects, linking the defects with your test case. You can write your test case in the Excel sheet, but you have to upload it into those tools, and then pass fail will be done in those tools only, either manually. Yeah, it will be manual only. You will go there, test those test case, and once it is completed, you have to manually do the pass and fail, and those reports will be sent into the client directly. Okay, clear everyone? So you have to learn about the Jira and or ALM or both. Okay. Any doubt anyone has? Good question. So you have to learn about the Jira tool. If you need my help, I will show it to you. Okay, but for that you have to come to me and ask for the like, I want to learn Jira. Can you show it to me? So I have my project in Jira, in ALM, not ALM right now I don't have, but Jira I can show you that how it works, like how you have to, you know, you get the stories, where you have to add the test cases, where you write those test cases, how you make the subtask on those things. There are so many things, and you get easily the study material for the Jira. It's very simple tool, simple management tool. You can learn it. Okay. So this is also your assignment to learn about the about Jira, and how to create subtask on those tickets, and story, how to learn the stories, how to read the stories there, and understand it. You know, those things you can learn it. Okay. Any other doubt? Anyone
So
have?
is
Yeah.
it in the new document you sent over there?
No, I will send it to you. I will send
Okay.
the. It will be in the YouTube only. I
Okay.
will send the link, and then you will learn from there. Or if you want, I can show it in my project, which is
Okay.
using that tool. So again, it will be only look and feel, but you have to learn it by your own, like how to use the Jira, how to use the, how to use it, and what are the different ways of using it. So anybody from like, somebody has worked in few companies. So anybody has worked in Jira tool?
I haven't worked in, but Jira offers 14 days free training. I mean, 14 days free. So we don't have to pay for that license.
Correct.
So I used that for 14 days, creating my project and assigning tickets. I made one group with 4 people. So I was acting as a lead. I was assigning tickets to somebody. When they accept
Okay.
it gives notification. When it's a
Right.
bug, we file a bug there. But
Okay.
it's not actually. So it would be really appreciated if you can show me how real life things works on your project.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can show in one of the classes, since we are on the topic of
Sure,
like
sure. I will show it to you in the next class, or maybe in our upcoming classes. So that will be useful for you. But of course, for that you need to learn a little bit to understand. Otherwise, it will be like all alien for you guys. So just try to learn it. I will share one PPT with you, and also one of the link to learn Jira, and then you learn it, and then I will explain you about each and everything. Okay. Okay. Any other doubt about this cycle, defect life cycle? All clear? Okay. So these are the different interview questions which can be asked. So go through it. If you have any doubt, ask me in chat or in the next class. Anything will be okay. Like I was telling you about the alpha testing, beta testing. What is the difference between alpha and beta testing? This is very important interview question. Both are acceptance testing only, but what is the difference? Just learn from your own. If you have any doubts.
Is it something like tester are testing on our facility and the tester are testing on the side of client's facility?
Correct. It is in the production environment, right?
Okay.
So the environment will be different for the alpha testing and beta testing. It will be like in more on a production environment.
All right.
And once you will dig into it, you will understand more. Like there's an alpha version, beta version. When you are, not launch the project, suppose you have seen some mobile, before launching, they will test in some users. Some users are using it. Those
Not stable, but beta version kind of thing, right?
yes, correct. Not stable, but beta version. What is alpha version? What is beta version? So you can learn all those things. Exploratory testing. What is exploratory testing? This is also very important. Important interview question. Verification.
We are not going through the step-by-step test cases. Just go through any random test case.
Correct. So that is called as exploratory testing. Correct. Very good. What is verification, validation, again, test plan, test coverage, 100% testing coverage, how you'll achieve that. Okay, so all those things you can go through it. It will be easily available in the Google. You can, if you Google it, you can easily find all these questions. Write it down or keep it in your folder or somewhere, just so that it will be good for once you prepare for the interview. If everything is in your one file, it will be easy for you to prepare for the interview. Okay? Because once you learn new things, you will keep on forgetting the old things. Okay, so always make a note and it will be easy for you for preparing on the interview. Okay, so in the next class we will start